Hi, and welcome to back to the 2020 Economic Recession and Preparation channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me. And today I just want to give a brief update on the second stimulus check update. As you know, most Americans received $1,200 stimulus in the first package and $500 for dependents. And now we're waiting the arrival of a decision of a second stimulus package, which White House Democrats and Republicans are trying to negotiate a deal by Friday, August the 7th, 2020. There's talks that this second stimulus check could yield more money to individuals, and so many are looking forward to that as well. Two changes with this new stimulus check package, if it does pass and go out, is that under the first stimulus package, you could only get $500 dependent checks if the child was age 16 or younger. So that left college students under 24 years old not eligible to receive a check. But under the Republican proposal, those would get the check. Those college students under 24 years old, everybody would get a check for $500. The dependents will. And then for the regular people, depending on your 2019 tax status, you will get a $1,200 check or more, because if you're married, you would get more, and also you would get more if they pass the bill and they negotiate and say that we want to give out payments. There's talks of giving out payments up to $2,000 checks instead of the $1,200 stimulus check this time around. And so there's a lot of changes on deck for this bill that they call the HEALS Act, HEALS Act, the HEALS Act. And of course, with any bill, whether or not it passes or not, the negotiations come down to what are the perks and bonuses for the congressmen and congresswomen and their states, and extra money is added on top of that. So what we call pork bills, pork roll bills, and so that's what the negotiation part of this relief progress is. So the maximum you can get in this next second stimulus check round is if you were a married person making less than $130,000 a year with two dependents under 17 and two dependents over 17, meaning you have two in college and then two kids who are not just like in middle school or high school. That would be a $4,400 check. That's the maximum you can get, but that's with 4 kids and being married and stuff like that. So the minimum you can get, obviously, is if you're a single person making less than $80,000 or $90,000 a year and you don't have any kids. So you would get just about the $950 or $1,000 or $1,200 or whatever they give. This is based on your adjusted gross income. So now, I anticipate that the second stimulus plan will pass, but it will not pass on this Friday, August the 7th. Look for it to pass either next weekend, the 14th, 15th, in the middle of the month, because Congress is planning on going to another recess. If they go on another recess, and this bill is not passed, then you will not get a second stimulus check before October. If they do pass it this month, we still have to wait a couple of weeks before we receive it in our accounts, and so people won't be receiving the second stimulus check payment actually until, let's say, the 4th week in September. Around September 20th, 21st, payments will begin going out via direct deposit if it passes. Now, the last thing I want to touch on is these are things that you can do if you do get a second stimulus check. Hey, I'm not for printing helicopter money, you know that, but if we do get helicopter money, another stimulus check, hey, why not? Everybody else is getting money off of this deal. Why not give a little peanuts to us, the hardworking Americans? That's what $1,200 is, based on the millions of dollars that others have received. If you do get a second stimulus check, please make sure you cover the basic essentials. Stock up on more food, water, medicine, more brass, more security, more gold and silver or crypto if you're not into that. Please make sure that you try to pay down some debt. Don't pay down the major debt, because we have major changes in the economy. What I mean is, don't try to go make a student loan payment. Don't worry about that. That may be forgiven in the next 2 years or 3 years or so, or inflated away because our dollar is going down in value. But pay down some medical bills, pay down some credit card balances, do those kind of things, and build your emergency savings, because regardless of what people say, cash cash flow and cash is still king right now. And that's what we're seeing. The banks and everybody else have liquidity problems, meaning that they can't get access to cash. And so the Fed has to come in, the Federal Reserve Bank, and digitally print up all of this cash money that they don't have. So if you build up your cash reserve, you don't have to worry about trying to go to a bank in the time of need. You have at least some $500 or $1,000 at the house that you can access to be able to continue your bug out, bug in preparations, etc. And then also, you want to make sure that you put some money aside for not just a rainy day, but put some money aside for your own projects and for self-help and self-relief. What I mean is a morale booster, okay? In these trying times, obviously we can't travel to these. A lot of these countries have banned United States Americans from traveling, okay? A lot of people are flocking to Mexico and places like that allow Americans, but those are few and far in between. So while you're home, take some money to take care of yourself, your body. Maybe you want a personal fitness goal. Maybe save up to get a exercise stationary bike or a weightlifting, deadlifting set to put on your porch or basement. Things that help improve you and your body, because you're going to need it, because these items are going to be in short supply too, as we know that there's still a supply shock going on with many supplies backed up and limited throughout, and that's going to continue throughout the rest of the year. So these are just a few things that you can do with your second stimulus check. I'm all for it. If they give us more money, hey, let's take it. Let's use it to our benefit. So the second stimulus check is coming, but it's going to be much delayed, and I think they're going to delay the second stimulus check to September or October anyway, because they want it closer to the election, because this is the last stimulus check. This is the last of the helicopter money that they're going to give out for the remainder of the year, and possibly next year too. We won't get a stimulus check in next year at all. So if this is not the last one, this is the last one. And so after that, the next option that they have to go to is universal basic income, or socialism, kind of a socialism program, if I can call it that. But that won't come until after they have psyched everybody out with a vaccine relief and all this stuff, and that could possibly be into 2022. That's 2 years away. So for everybody saying that's coming now, no, that's further down the road. This is just the beginning stages. They have to get rid of all this helicopter money, and then we have to see hyperinflation with the money we do have. And once people start realizing that, hey, I can't buy anything with the money that I do have, then they're going to be begging for the universal basic income or all of the socialist programs that the Democrats and others want to bring into the world. Really, it's really communism, but we call it socialism because this is what, it is, government helping out and maybe having one person working in your household and everybody else is at home receiving government assistance or a check. So that's what we're looking at, my friends. I just want to give you this update. Stay tuned, stay prepared, be blessed, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.